Hello, in this lesson we're gonna check how to get data from our GitHub profile to the page. So let's check. So in GitHub we have a profile and we store some data in the GitHub database. So I have my name, I have biography, I have my profile picture and so on. So because GitHub has an awesome thing called API. This means that everybody who is building applications, all the developers can access the data from the GitHub's database. So in order to use the GitHub API, we have to follow certain rules. For example, if we go to api.github.com, we can find the whole commands practically or URLs on which GitHub serves us with all the data about this user or about this repository. So how does that work? So if we visit this link and username, GitHub, upsala, users, GitHub will serve us all the information about this user. So how do we send the GitHub request for this information? It is called HTTP request, and in our example we will help ourselves with another npm module that enables us to retrieve data from other APIs. So how do we get started? First thing what we have to do is to add a require to our code. So we require a mini XHR. Here you can read more in detail how it works, but shortly we can send data or we can ask for data. We will, in our example, just ask GitHub for the data. And GitHub is not the only application that offers the API, the access to the database. Facebook and Google Maps and many other applications also allow that. So if you are interested in getting certain data from the web, then you should check if this app has an API and then learn how to use this API, because every API has certain rules. Okay, but we will learn how to do this with GitHub. So we checked basically the example. You can also find more information here on developer.github.com and read the documentation. And here you can find more examples about these HTTP requests, what GitHub expects from you, and how to basically communicate with GitHub API. Okay, so we can continue. We required our mini XHR, and now we will write a function and add it to our page. So we created a new section called loading data, and we use mini XHR to make a call to GitHub users / esova-ana. So be careful, it has to have api.github so that we receive this JSON file. This is called JSON. Okay, and then we have a callback function, which we can call also start page, for example, which means that after GitHub sends us data back, we run this function, not before that. So after we receive the data from GitHub, we run start page, put data as an argument, then we have to parse data so that we get the JavaScript readable form. And after that, we will do one trick. Remember that we appended child template after the template function. Now we have to change things a little bit. We want to append the template function after we have all the data, because otherwise it will just display empty thing without our image and without the data that we want. So we basically put this into the start page function. So first we do the API call. Once we receive data, we parse it. This is always the same format, json.parse, and the data as an argument, and this creates a JavaScript readable data format. And after that, we append the template function to the body, and this will trigger the template function, which will actually read and send the node, the element to the DOM and create the page for us. So the next thing that we can do now is we put the data into our template function. So here we get our data, and now instead of writing all this source, we can actually use the data. So data, let's see what's the right format. So we get the data, so data.avatar URL will return this URL. So we replace this with data.avatar URL, and this hello world, we want here to be our name. So we will replace this thing with data.name. Name, yes. And in the second part, we want to display our biography. So data.bio. Okay. So we replace this with data.bio. Let's see. Ta-da! It works. So it actually pulled information from GitHub and displayed it in our web page for us. So if we would now go and change some stuff on GitHub, so we go to our profile and we edit a profile, and we say, I love to create products, or I love to create web and mobile apps. And we update our profile. It takes a few minutes for GitHub to update, so maybe we can already check if GitHub updated. So Sova-Ana, so this is what we are requesting from GitHub. Yes, it's updated. So let's see if this is also updated on our page. Yes, you see. So basically, we take a live data that we can edit on the GitHub, and it's automatically displayed on our app. And the only thing what we had to do is to require a mini XHR module to create a function with a callback and to actually write the data thingy in our template, in our web page. Awesome. So go play, create a nice biography, create a nice thing. If you want to display something else, you can also display like your URL or the company or whatever you want to display, like location, etc., and then style it the way you want it. But for the example, we will just use the name and the short biography. So hope you liked the lesson and see you in the next one.